All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Tatiana Grant. I am a founder 2.0 in Diamond in Sarasota, Florida. And I have two kiddos, so I was excited to be able to teach this class. If you guys have a pen and paper, I would highly suggest having one handy because there is going to be a lot of information today, and we are going to be moving pretty fast paced. Let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. Okay. So today, oops. Can you guys see it? Does it look like normal to you, or does it look like it's from a different point?
Let's see.
I feel like it's showing it differently. Give me one second here. There we go. That's better. Can you see
Okay.
it good? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about back to school, some tips to thrive using natural wellness. And we're going to be covering essential oil safety. We're going to go over the kids collection, and then we're going to go over some other common oils and remedies that we like to use. And this is going to be for all age groups. So whether you have preschool kids, high school, college kids, these will be good for everyone. And then I'll also share some recipes and some healthy habits as well. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to talk about is our kids line. And I want you guys to know that this kids line, although it was created for our kiddos, it is definitely can be used for adults too. And I love this because they're already pre-diluted. They come with little carabiners and a silicone top, like you can see in this picture. So the kids can just put it right onto their backpack, snap it on there. There's also a cute carrying case it comes with and some flashcards. So we're going to walk through each oil and what it can do for our kiddos. So the first one here is our steady blend. And so this one is a mixture of, what's in here? Amyris, balsam fir, coriander, and magnolia. And this is really good for kiddos that might be a little bit more hyperactive or who face anxiety. And I like to roll it on the pressure points. So the pressure points would be like your wrist, the inside of your ankles, behind your ear, and even just like putting a little bit in your hands and taking a deep inhale is other ways that you can use all of these oils. Now, the next one here is Tamer, and I am a big fan of Tamer. I actually like this better than like the adult version, which is Digestin, because it smells so, so good. So it has Japanese peppermint in it, which is more of like a sweeter, more delicate peppermint than like the traditional peppermint that we're used to. It also has parsley, ginger, and spearmint. And so this is really good for when your kiddos have upset stomachs, whether they are having an illness or maybe they ride the bus and they get car sick really easily and get kind of nauseous. So it's great for both kids and adults with anything tummy related. And I don't know about you or your kiddos, but one thing for me is when I get really anxious, that's when my stomach can kind of give me some trouble. And so I love to use the tamer. And so what you do is you just roll it directly on your belly and even in the inside of your belly button. And then when you are feeling like nauseous or anything like that, you can just take a deep inhale that way as well. Okay, now the next oil is Thinker. And so this is a blend of vetiver, peppermint, clementine, and rosemary. Now that rosemary and peppermint are super amazing for focus and for memory recall. This is one that we use every day during school. I have my daughter rub it on her pressure points and on her wrists and take a deep inhale. And it just helps her to be able to focus, to be able to concentrate. And it also gives a little boost of energy as well. And then this one is one of my all-time favorite oils. So I always like to joke that doTERRA took like our bougiest oils and combined it into a kids blend because it has such amazing oils in this blend. So there's cedarwood, lycia, frankincense, and rose. And actually both of my daughters from the time they were in the hospital, I would do a swipe on the bottoms of their feet every single day. And it kept my oldest until she was 3 years old until she got her first cold. And so I am a huge believer in our stronger blend. Again, I like to roll it on the bottoms of our kids' feet because that has the most open pores. So it's able to get into your bloodstream within like 30 seconds. So very, very fast acting. And you can also do again on the pressure points if you need to too. Okay, and then this next one is our calmer blend. So it's really good if your kids might be stressed out. Maybe they have trouble sleeping, a lot of restlessness. This is a great oil to again apply to the bottoms of the feet, down the spine, even putting a little bit on their chest will be great. It has lavender and Buddha wood and Roman chamomile. The other way that I love to use this oil is these oils are super good for skin. So if your kids are suffering with maybe rashes or really dry skin, this is another oil that's really calming to the skin as well. And it's something that you should definitely incorporate into your nightly ritual. Okay, and then the next one is Rescuer. So I want you guys to put in the comments how many of you guys have tried our Deep Blue products, whether it's the Deep Blue Rub or the Deep Blue Oil. Go ahead and put that in the comments if you guys have tried that. It's definitely a crowd favorite. I feel like a lot of people, that's one of the first products that they try is from our Deep Blue line. But what we have found is that a lot of kids don't like that heating and cooling sensation that we all love. It's a little bit much for our kiddos. And so our Rescuer is very similar, but it's not going to have quite that intensity when it gets like hot and cold. Okay. It's not going to be super intense like that. So you can apply this to when they're having achy joints. Maybe they are athletes and they do sports in school, or maybe they're having like tension headaches. It's a great one to apply to the back part of the temples. Don't get it too close to the eye. And then it's also good for growing pains. Okay. So lots of different ways that we can use our rescuer oil. And then the last one that's part of our kids blend is our Brave. So our Brave oil is one of my daughter's favorites because she says it smells like a Starburst candy, and it does. It smells so, so good. So I always tell people, I wish that doTERRA would make this into a dropper so I can diffuse it because it smells incredible. But this is really good for when our kids are faced with like stressful situations. Maybe they are nervous for test taking, or they get crowd anxiety, or they have a speech or presentation at school. My kiddos also loved this oil before bed when they went through that phase when they were kind of scared of the dark. So this is another oil that's just going to promote some courage and help them feel more motivated when they feel a little down and a little bit nervous. Okay, so another really, really great oil, and it smells incredible. So it's a mixture of wild orange, amyris, cinnamon bark, and osmanthus. That's the fourth one in there, and it smells so, so amazing. Okay, so as we went through all of these oils, the 7 oils that are part of the kids blend, you may have been thinking, I need this oil for myself. And if you do, that's totally good because these oils are great for adults or children. But let's say you want something that might be a little bit more potent, or maybe you have some teenagers that might need something that's a little bit stronger. All of these oils were designed as alternatives to some of our top oils. These ones are just in a gentler form. So I'm going to go ahead and share this comparison chart, and feel free to take notes or to take a quick screenshot, but it's showing the kids blend and then the comparison for adults, or maybe for those kiddos who are a little bit older and want something that's a little bit more potent. Okay, give everyone just a second to screenshot that. Okay, so this next one here is our daily habit. So one important thing is I encourage people to diffuse every single day. You'd be very surprised of how much diffusing can help you, whether it's giving you more energy during the day, helping your kiddos wake up and be to school on time. Maybe they wake up a little bit grouchy in the mornings. You can definitely have an oil for that. Or maybe you're trying to cleanse and purify the air because there's a sickness going on. So many different ways we can use our oils to diffuse. So I highly recommend that. Also ditching the toxins. So if you guys were here last week, you got to hear, or 2 weeks ago, you got to hear from Joan, who talked about ditching the toxins. And it is so important, you guys, especially when it comes to our young ones, because our young ones, it's gonna affect their endocrine system. It's gonna affect so much for them going forward, their hormones. And so we really want to make sure to ditch those toxins. So we'll talk a little bit about that too. Okay, so beyond the oils, a healthy foundation is truly the most important. So these are some of our foundational products that we recommend to those who are school aged. So the PB Assist Plus, this actually delivers 7 billion AFUs, and this is good for the whole family. So me and my husband take this as well, but it tastes so good. So you get this little sachet, and it's strawberry watermelon flavored. And my kids like to just literally open it up and take it straight. It kind of reminds us of like the Willy Wonka like pixie sticks as a kid, but this one's actually good for you. So you can just take it straight. You can mix it in some water. My kids also like to put it over fresh fruit, so we'll put it over like strawberries and watermelon and take it that way. But it's a great way to make sure that you're getting that healthy bacteria into your microbiome. 70% of our immune system is actually housed in our gut. So super, super important that we have that good bacteria for our kiddos. The second one here is the A to Z chewable vitamins. And I like these because there's no high fructose corn syrup, there's no artificial colors, sweeteners, or flavors, and it's not a gummy. So it's actually just like a chewable tablet. It's really cute. It has a little smiley face on it. My kids like the way it tastes, and it's easy for them to take every single day. But that's going to help make sure that they're getting the vitamins and minerals that they need daily. And then this next one here is our recharge. These are our electrolytes. And so these are awesome because it has a balanced blend of electrolytes, and then it also has some deep sea minerals in there, and they taste amazing. So in our house, we don't allow any sugar or not sugar, we don't allow any soda for our kids. So one of the treats that I like to do is I'll take some sparkling water and I'll put a thing of the electrolytes in there, and my kids love it. They think it tastes so good. It's like a special treat for them. And there's two different flavors. So there is a lemon lime, and then there's also a wild strawberry. So both of them are amazing. The wild strawberry is my personal favorite, but they all taste really good. And then the next one is sleep habits. So especially when it comes to our kiddos, sleep is so, so important. It's going to help keep them healthy, help boost their immune system. It's going to help them grow properly. And it's also going to help so much with their mental capacity. So again, diffusing, you're going to hear me talk about diffusing a lot. Some of our favorites are Serenity and Lavender. We love to do this at night. Maybe you have some older kids. The Serenity soft gels are a great option. Me and my husband take these as well, but it has tart cherry in it, which tart cherry is naturally contains melatonin in it. So it's not like you're going to get a synthetic version of it. And then there also is the stick, which my kiddos usually do the stick. They're younger, but the stick is awesome because it has valerian root. So it's known to help you to regulate your sleep and wake cycles. And so how we do that is we put it on their chest. That way, when they're sleeping throughout the night, they're constantly inhaling and breathing it in. And then we also put it on their bottoms of their feet. Okay, studying and focusing. So this is super important, especially if you have some older kids. I have heard of so many people recently who said that kids get a lot of like test taking anxiety. So we'll talk about a few of oils and products to help with that. But my favorite diffuser blend, so we homeschool, and so I always have the diffuser set up right on the table as we do our school. And my favorite is peppermint and wild orange. One, it smells so incredible, but there are so many studies shown about peppermint and how it has so many benefits for cognitive recall, energy, alertness, focus, and memory recall. So I'm going to talk to you about a few studies that are some of my favorites. So one is a 2008 study involving 144 participants, and they found that the aroma of peppermint essential oil improved cognitive performance and increased alertness in participants. Those in the peppermint group had enhanced memory and reported feelings of more alertness than the other two groups who didn't use the peppermint oil. So it's really awesome if you're wanting your kids. I know when I did, like when I was in college, I used a little bit of peppermint just to help with that memory recall when I was test taking. And then again, it's super good for energy. Another study looked at the effects of peppermint oil on driving alertness and found when drivers were exposed to peppermint, they were more alert and had decreased frustration and fatigue. So I know not all the kids are driving, they're not of that age yet, but again, it's going to help with that energy. Okay, so sometimes, especially in the afternoon, kiddos get tired, they get unmotivated. So peppermint's very great for that. And then this last study was a 2018 study that investigated the cognitive and mood effects of peppermint oil and its volatile terpenes. And what they found was that taking peppermint essential oil was reported to support cognitive performance, particularly in tasks related to attention, and it had a positive effect on mood. So many studies about peppermint. So it's one of our all-time favorites to diffuse. And at the end of this, just remind me, but I have all of the studies on a PDF for you guys. So if you want to go in and kind of read the studies more, I can put that in the chat. So just remind me because I might forget. And then we also have our Intune and our Thinker blend, and both of those are our focus blends that we talked about. Okay, so this next one is our athletes. So we know that some of you have said that you've used the Deep Blue products before. So we have our Deep Blue products, and then we also have our Rescuer, which is like a gentler version for children. And then we have our Meta Power Recharge. So as our kids are doing sports and they're running and they're sweating, we want to make sure we're replenishing all of those electrolytes. So the Meta Power is a great way to do this. And then as they're exercising and they're working out, we want to make sure they're getting protein so that they're able to grow those muscles to be nice and strong and healthy. And I love doTERRA's protein because it is so clean. So if you have ever looked at the back of protein powders, there are so many nasty ingredients that I would never give my kids. I have been giving my kids the doTERRA protein since they were a year old. Okay, they love it. My youngest says that it's her milkshake. She loves the chocolate flavor. It's her favorite. There's no added sugar, so it's really, really good whole food nutrition. Um, Also, I love this because doTERRA has teamed up with professional athletes, and a lot of professional athletes use these similar products. So, if you don't know, doTERRA has teamed up with the Philadelphia 76ers, the Orlando Magic, and the New York Jets. And there's this quote that I love. So, Dr. Brad DeWeese, he's a high performance director for the New York Jets. He said, since incorporating doTERRA products into the team's wellness program in 2021, our players have developed a better understanding of how to maximize recovery, create a better sleep regimen, and enhance their overall wellness routine. So we all could do that, whether we're athletes or not. But I also just love that we have access to the same products that professional athletes are using. So it really goes to show about the purity and the quality of doTERRA's products. Okay, and then this next one is anxious feelings. So it is very sad that lately it seems like more and more kids are dealing with a lot of anxiety. There was a study that was published by JAMA Pediatrics that found that the number of children between the ages of 3 and 17 with anxiety increased by 29% between 2016 and 2020. So a lot of kids have, anxiety around the crowds of people, anxiety around test taking, maybe doing a presentation. So ways that we can combat that, again, diffusing, but at school, they may not always have the option to diffuse. So what I love is diffuser jewelry. So you can get necklaces, bracelets, and just put a couple drops on there. And this is a great way for them to have the scent and the same effects that they would get diffusing on their bracelet. So it's really, really awesome. We also have our adaptive capsules. It has GABA in it, and it works really good to help with those anxious feelings. And then we have a whole bunch of oils. So we talked about our steady and our calmer already. We have our adaptive oil form, and then we also have balance. If any of you guys are not already members with doTERRA, reach out to the person who enrolled you because or the person who gave you this information, because they can help you get the balance oil for free. So that is one that I turn to all the time for anxious feelings. It's very, very grounding and calming. So I highly recommend it. Okay, now the next one is prevention is key. So give me one second. My kiddos, if you can hear them yelling in the background, I apologize. Give me one second here. Tell my husband that they're being too loud. I apologize. Okay, prevention is key. So especially this time of year, I feel like we are all worried about, the germs and the sicknesses, especially when kids are at school. So we talked a little bit about the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate. Joan mentioned that 2 weeks ago. Love this if you are a teacher and you want to wipe down your kids' desks or wipe down toys. This is amazing. We also have our hand wash and our hand sanitizer. And we even have like cleaning cloths too that work really, really well. And then we have some On Guard products. So we have our oil, our soft gels, and our beadlets. Now these beadlets right here, I have used on my kids since they were 2 years old. So they are teeny, teeny tiny. They are like smaller than a grain of rice. And so it was really awesome because my kids were learning how to swallow pills. It also was boosting their immune system. It's less than 1 drop of oil in there. So it's very, very small amount. But now I have a 5-year-old and she's able to do the soft gels all on her own. So it's a great way to kind of get your kids started into taking pills. As far as the On Guard concentrate goes, a lot of people wonder, is it actually cleaning? Is it cleaning stuff because I want it to disinfect. This picture right here in the corner is actually a fifth grade science project, and they took our On Guard and they compared it to Lysol and Clorox. So if you see here on the top right is Clorox, and then the bottom right is Lysol, and then the top left is On Guard. So you can see how effective it is. And then especially when it comes to our kiddos, we want to make sure it's safe. Okay, so safety is always a priority, but being able to prevent and support our kids' immune systems are very important. So here are a few recipes if you guys want to take some screenshots of these. These are our immunity blend and then an ear discomfort blend. I feel like when kids go back to school, those are some common ailments that arise. Oh, went too far back. Sorry. Okay, so if I were you and I had kiddos that are in school, these would be my top two favorite collections. So we talked about the kids oil collection that comes in the rollers. Again, it has that silicone top, the carabiners, the carrying case, and the flashcards. And then I also love our Healthy Start collection because it has a diffuser that it comes with. And I talked a lot about diffusing and how important it is. But then you also get our top 10 oils. Now they have another kit that has these already pre-diluted, but the reason that I like the oils is that you're able to make your own roller balls, your own concoctions out of it. So I prefer the oil bottles, and then I usually tell people just buy a little set of rollers, empty ones off of Amazon for a few bucks. So those are my two favorite collections. And then I have two gifts for you guys today. So this one on the top is a back to school ebook. It has a bunch of other recipes in it that you guys can use, and it talks a lot about what we discussed today. And then the bottom one is essential oils and safety for children. So I will give you guys a second to scan both of those, and then we will go ahead and answer any questions. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the screen share and open up the chat here. All right. And feel free to unmute if you guys have any questions. You can drop it in the chat or you can unmute. He said Trevor loves the rescuer for his elbows. Yeah, good for big kids too and husbands alike. And I love that all of the kids line, you guys, smells amazing. They all smell so, so good. All right. Any other questions? Brave is your favorite? Yes, Brave is my favorite too. My daughter, she always says it smells like Starburst candy. Smells so amazing.
Hey, Tatiana, is there a way that you can share the slide with the Petri dish and the information?
Yeah, let me pull that back up here. 1 second here. There we go.
And you said the top, I see the slide, but I don't know which one was which.
Yeah, so this one right here, B is Clorox, D
Okay.
is Lysol, C is the controlled, and A is On Guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, and then let me go ahead. I'm going to pause the recording here. Oh, let me see here. And I'm going to go ahead and drop the studies. If anyone is interested in the studies and they want to look at it further, I'll go ahead and drop those in the chat for everybody too. Let me see here. Let me grab that for you guys. All right, and there you go. It should be attached and, oh, is that it? Yeah, that's the right one. And you guys can look at those studies further if you want some more. All right, everyone. Well, thank you guys so much for coming today. Again, there will not be a class next week because we will be at convention next week. If you guys have not already gotten your ticket, whether virtual or in person, I highly recommend it. And then also reach out to whoever invited you because we have a $20 off coupon too. So I hope you guys enjoy and have a great rest of your day.